War changes everything. When I first left Earth to fight in the Orion conflicts, I believed in clean lines between good and evil, in the noble cause of defending humanity from alien aggression. Our commander said the Veyari, a reptilian yet oddly graceful species, were tyrants, conquerors, merciless in their hunger for expansion. But on the front lines, things were rarely so clear. My squad had been stranded on the forest world of Veyara Prime after our transport was shot down. I lost half my team in the crash. 4 days I wandered through the planet's bioluminescent jungles, alone, hungry, waiting for either rescue or death. And then I stumbled into her. A young alien woman, not much older than me, with scaled skin that shimmered faintly green in the starlight. She had large golden eyes, slit like a cat's, but filled with something I had not expected. Curiosity, not hatred. When she saw me, instead of drawing a weapon, she tilted her head and whispered something in her language that I didn't understand. I raised my rifle, trembling. She didn't flinch. Instead, she slowly extended her hand toward me, palm open. I don't know why I did it. Maybe because I was starving, delirious, desperate for contact. But I lowered my rifle and placed my hand in hers. Her claws were sharp, but her touch was gentle. That was the first time I met Celera, daughter of the alien queen. Middle. Celera took me into a cavern hidden deep within the jungle. Unlike the towering military structures I had seen from orbit, this place was warm, lit by glowing fungi and small fires. She gave me food, strange fruits that glowed faintly blue, and water from a crystalline spring. First, we could barely communicate. She spoke broken human phrases she must have learned from captured broadcasts, while I relied on crude gestures and tone. Yet somehow meaning flowed between us. Days passed. I should have been trying to find my unit, but instead I stayed. Celera showed me the ways of her people, how the vines could be woven into strong rope, how the great lizards of the forest could be calmed with certain scents, how the stars above Veyara were mapped differently than on Earth. One night, while we sat near the spring, she asked softly, "Why fight?" I swallowed hard. "Because your people attacked first." Her golden eyes searched mine. "Not true. We defend." I didn't know what to say. The propaganda I'd been fed on Earth suddenly seemed thin, fragile. Over the next weeks, my feelings shifted from simple gratitude into something far deeper. Celera's laughter, strange, musical, like water dripping into crystal, haunted my thoughts. When she grasped my hand while leading me through the glowing forests, I didn't pull away. And that is how it happened. One night we sat close watching the stars. My hand brushed hers, and instead of retreating, she intertwined her clawed fingers with mine. A warmth spread through me. Alien, terrifying, yet undeniable. I was falling in love with the daughter of my enemy. But peace does not last long in war. Scouts found us. Not human scouts, Veyari warriors. They arrived at dawn, towering figures clad in organic armor, carrying living weapons that hissed and writhed like serpents. Celera stood in front of me protectively, speaking rapidly in her tongue. I understood only fragments, but it was clear. She was claiming me under her protection. The warriors hesitated. Then one of them growled, bowing slightly, before signaling us to follow. Celera gripped my hand. I didn't resist. They led us to the heart of the Veyari capital, a massive structure grown from black stone and living vines, pulsating as though it were alive. Inside I saw her. Queen Azira, ruler of the Veyari. She was magnificent, twice Celera's height, with scales that shimmered like obsidian glass and eyes that glowed red. Her presence filled the chamber, heavy and suffocating, and she was glaring directly at me. Then her gaze dropped lower, to where Celera's clawed fingers were still locked with mine. Her expression twisted into something between fury and disbelief. Her voice was a thunderclap. "Why is my daughter holding your hand, human?" The chamber went silent. Every warrior's weapon shifted toward me. My heart hammered in my chest. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. Celera, however, stepped forward, defiant. She spoke in her native tongue, her voice sharp, commanding. The queen's expression darkened further, but she did not interrupt. Finally, Celera turned to me and whispered, "She asks if you force me." I shook my head violently. "No, never. She chose me." Celera nodded, repeating my words to her mother. The queen's eyes narrowed. Then she leaned forward on her throne, her voice dripping with venom. "Human hands are drenched in Veyari blood. Do you think you can steal my daughter's heart as well?" My stomach churned. I wanted to shout back to defend myself, but before I could, Celera spoke again, louder this time, her voice echoing across the chamber. She wasn't just defending me. She was challenging her mother. Rising conflict. The queen's rage was terrifying, but beneath it, I saw something else. Fear. Fear of losing her daughter. Fear of the cracks forming in the ancient hatred between our species. She ordered me to be imprisoned. I was dragged to a cell deep below the palace, its walls slick with alien moss. 4 hours or days, I couldn't tell. I waited, convinced I would never see Celera again. But then one night the door creaked open. It was her. She slipped inside, carrying a small torch. Without a word, she unlocked my chains. "Come," she whispered. "We must go." I stared at her. "Celera, if we run, your people, your mother, will never forgive you." Her golden eyes glistened. "Already not forgive. But I choose." And again she reached for my hand. I didn't hesitate. Took it. Together, we fled through winding tunnels until we reached the jungle once more. But we weren't free. The queen's guards pursued us, their hissing weapons spitting bolts of searing energy. We ran until our lungs burned, until the glowing trees blurred past us. Finally, we stumbled into a clearing where a crashed human shuttle lay half-buried in vines. It wasn't functional, but inside there was a distress beacon. I activated it, praying it would reach orbit. Celera watched me quietly, her hand still entwined with mine. "If your people come," she whispered, "they take you. Kill me." "No," I said firmly. "Not if I can stop it." She tilted her head. "You fight your people for me?" I swallowed. "For us." Climax. The beacon worked. Days later, a human dropship thundered down from the sky, weapons ready. Soldiers poured out, rifles raised. Their leader froze when he saw me step from the wreckage. Alive, filthy, but unharmed. "Captain Hale," he gasped. "We thought you were dead." Then their eyes fell on Celera at my side. Immediately, rifles locked onto her. "Stand down," I shouted, stepping in front of her. "She's with me." The soldiers hesitated, confusion written across their faces. But then a voice boomed from the jungle. The queen herself emerged, flanked by dozens of Veyari warriors. Her gaze was burning, her expression unreadable. She looked at Celera, then at me. "Human," she thundered, "release her hand." Now. The soldiers aimed. The Veyari aimed back. One wrong move and war would explode again right here. I tightened my grip on Celera's hand. My voice shook, but I forced the words out.